Sounds like both players kept 7. Roland on the right with Temur Delver, and on the left we have Yosef on Cephalid Breakfast. Dragon's Rage Channeler is in. Deb says, is that dude Rolex flexing? I have no idea. Flooded Strand gets cracked here by Yosef. Basic Island is found.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Ponder's in.
Ponder's in. Drought says, I like the rug matchup as a breakfast player, but can be tricky to navigate on the draw. Yeah, I think we're in for a good one here. Both players quite talented, high-skilled, and the matchup is interesting. His comma is Yosef in the chat. You can direct your questions about the breakfast deck over that way. It's like a ponder shuffle.
Dragon Shield?
No, it's honest. I've been using it for a while at this point. I'll pass out to the draw.
AP with question 1. Why that playmat? Not sure which side you're referring to. I think both playmats are cool. The Wizard of Barge Dark Ritual is really cool. I wish I had some. The Brainstorm for Roland, Surveil.
Are you Anthony? Oh, nah. We're waiting. It's Anthony. Okay. Gotcha. You can go.
Mr. Horch says, isn't the Wizard Ritual the most expensive one now? Which one's the Wizard Ritual? I just don't know.
Knight of the Realm player. Yep. Should we go two lands in the air?
Oh, the Wizard of Barge. Oh, for some reason I thought you were talking about a completely different. Is it the most expensive? I think so. I don't know. There is something funny happening where like the people who for so long were like always had the most bling decks that chose like the rarest, most expensive version of everything. Now in today's world of Magic, there are these super duper rare, really pricey versions of staple cards, and those people are just passing on them. Oh, I don't like that art. Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Bird down.
Just funny.
Play a ponder.
Yeah, I just prefer the OG. Yeah, all right.
So these, I will.
If you say so.
Cast ball therapy targeting myself. I have 2 Foxwalker triggers, so these come back into play. I have a bridge from below trigger, so it is on.
Not shaming anybody. It's just a funny thing.
When targeting myself on the Fossil.
AP has it absolutely right. I prefer the OG unless I don't. Yeah, exactly. It's like when it's convenient,
Second Cabal Therapy, also targeting myself by sacrificing a Foxwalker.
Just me observing Magic players living their lives, doing strange things, and pointing it out to you fine people. That's what I do.
Sacrifice 3 creatures.
The Magic player is a phenomenon. Much like the people who study animals in the wild, I observe them, I study their ways, I watch their behavior, and I document it.
Play with these guys.
Oh, okay.
Shuffle. Yep. Sounds good.
The study continues.
All right. Go.
Yeah, these basic lands are pretty good for Yosef here. If you're not familiar with the breakfast deck and how to play against it and the whole thing. One of the weaknesses of the deck, we've pointed this out a few times on stream recently, that one of the weaknesses of the deck is the mana base. They are very vulnerable to Wasteland, Blood Moon, etc. If you want to beat this deck, that's one of the best ways to do it. Just blowing up their lands. But Yosef with a start here in this first game with basics on the board kind of shuts down that part of Roland's potential game plan. It's a brainstorm happening here. Kidding aside, the culture of Magic the Gathering, you know, we have people, especially people playing this game for a long time, who are like, they have their way of engaging with the game, whether it's the format, whether which cards they choose to collect. I only collect black border, you know, misprint, whatever. Everybody has their own way of doing it. It's one of the most beautiful things about this game, I think. You could just do it your way.
Take 2 and the 13.
And there's no right or wrong. Every once in a while, I hear people saying things like, you know, like, just to point out Yosef's Brainstorm and Ponder, for example, because they're newer printings. Why that Brainstorm? Why that Ponder? That's just not what we need to be doing, folks. All right, here's a Shuko for Yosef. Nomads and Core. These are combo cards in this deck.
Good. That'll resolve.
You said practice. Yeah.
Blue Delta getting cracked here on end step. Nomads and Core is equipped with Shuko. Both cards combine pretty nicely with Nadu as well. But they mainly are here, I guess, in the breakfast deck to combo with Cephalid Illusionist, which we have not yet seen in this game.
Cards in hand.
4 cards in hand for Yosef.
Wasteland. There you go. Yeah. I'm just gonna.
Okay, Wasteland fired off on the Tundra. We were just talking moments ago about blowing up the lands of the breakfast player. Those 2 basics still there. Delirious Dragon's Rage Channeler commits to an attack. It has to.
I'll pass.
All right, Roland's going to pass. Roland is aware of the danger he's in. 2 combo pieces are on the board. They don't combo with each other, but it creates some redundancy about being able to stop a combo from happening. Here's a brainstorm for Yosef.
Postal service in a long time.
What's that?
Postal service. Postal service? Postal service? It's the
Oh,
band.
I'm not familiar with it. Oh. I was like, wait, what?
No, no. This is one band I haven't heard in a long time.
Oh.
You?
My bad.
I don't know, right?
You uncultured
Windswept Heath gets cracked here. It's going to get stifled. Going after the mana.
I think so. I can't remember. I've taken 1, 2, 3, or 6 total. Damage, right?
So 6 from this, 5 from this.
Savage.
Twice. So that's 8. So I should get 1.
Seems like that stifle hurt. When's the last time you've been stifled, chat? What's the craziest thing you've stifled before? Oh, wow. Okay, force pitching force to stop the stifle. Stifle hasn't done its job yet, I guess.
I'm sideboarding correctly. You know what? I feel the same way. What I'm doing
Brainstorm. Showdown trigger.
Oh, you're gonna rail them until the last minute for me. I was gonna cry.
Yeah, that would be pretty brutal. I'll leave that on top.
Oh, that's not good.
Okay, a Cervelle left the card on top. Brainstorm happening here. Yuri on end of turn trigger. That's a good one.
3 more. No, 2. No, 2 more. 3 times. Yeah, first game? No, 2 times.
A while back, I was playing a show and tell hive mind deck with 4 stifles. And then I had a bunch of the packs, the ones that you lose the game, and they have whatever effect. So I was stifling that trigger while I lose the game and giving my opponent a copy of it. So they'll lose the game. That deck created some wild situations, I gotta say.
fuck out. I didn't think you would.
You have 2 cards left.
Just want to hang on to
Does anybody even know what I'm talking about? Sometimes I mention things and I'm like, these people have no idea what.
Congress is atrocious. I'm not myself.
What's hive mind? Is that from Unfinity?
I'm gonna go sit down and watch this game. How dare you? Is that true?
Force is in.
Force is good. Yep.
I can search.
Yep. Go ahead.
In case you get another.
Okay, so the stifle is countered finally.
The second.
I'll just.
Some of the modern players watching are familiar with the hive mind, I guess. Summer Bloom. All right, some people know what I'm talking about. Tundra is dug up here. Roland is tapped out.
Calling it now. Triple bolt.
All right, brainstorm. Yeah, so just for example, I would have Hive Mind and then cast like 2 copies of Pact of the Titan and then pass the turn. My opponent has 2 4/4 giants, but they can't possibly play 8 and double red, so they lose.
I'm gonna fetch body. Upkeep.
Crazy deck, by the way.
True.
If you're looking for something fun to play at FNM or something and you have the cards for it, pull a list for a Hive Mind deck and head out there to the locals and give everybody a wild night.
Oh, Master's really good against Horizon Canopy.
Just the amount of strange situations that are created by playing that deck. Really cool deck.
So I'm gonna fetch. I'll go to 17 or so. We will get.
Seek the Beast. Yep.
Seek the Beast.
Yeah, okay with that. So I'm just going to do that. And go to my draw.
Delver and Mishra's Bauble were found.
And go to 20, and I'll put a Wasteland
So I'll trigger that. I'll leave that on top. Go.
Okay, so the Surveil left the card on top from the Mishra's Bauble. Then plays a Delver. Attacking with the Dragon's Rage Channeler drops Yosef to 8. Roland still needs to have interaction for the combo, potentially.
You have. Right. I will pass it over to you. Draw during.
Okay, sir. I don't know.
Pick 2.
Go ahead.
Teferi, that card's annoying.
Yeah, 1 card. Okay.
One card left for Yosef. Teferi could set up some interesting plays.
Okay, life in once more time for 12.
Leave it at 12.
That's fine. Yep.
It's a very fine.
Tonight.
All right, so after Teferi resolves, gets its 4 loyalty counters, we're going to fetch. What is Yosef up to here?
Tap from them.
Maybe a swords and then plus pass? Finds a Savannah. Swords plus bounce. All right, just bouncing Dragon's Rage Channeler.
Everything for me is.
And passing the turn. All right. I was trying to predict what was going to happen. Ponder revealed. Delver will flip.
Draw.
Teferi's static ability could be really problematic for Roland on the following turn. We'll probably have to attack Teferi here.
I'll attack Teferi.
Teferi down.
Oh, sorry, I have to discard.
Teferi Time Raveler. Close to being Teferi Time Traveler.
I'll pass.
I see what you did there, Wizards. Nothing gets past me. So the Dragon's Rage Channeler got replayed. Nomads and Core still equipped with that Shuko. Probably not attacking this turn. Cavern of Souls. Naming Wizard Nadu. That's pretty good.
How? I'm just marking it.
Roland might be in trouble.
Your turn. That's 19 for you? Yep.
Okay, an Unholy Heat successfully removed the nomads and core, but we were talking about the redundancy here of the combo pieces. Shuko's now going to equip Nadu. It's a little bit weaker than nomads, but that's what's happening. Urza Saga drops in. That's pretty good. And a Trop. Okay. I guess in this situation, Urza Saga is obviously pretty good, but finding only lands, not the worst for Roland. Voice of Victory, okay. Force of Will happening here. Pitching Brainstorm. Serval looks like I left the card on top. Yosef is at 7, though. Roland has Delirium. So Dragon's Eye Channel has to attack. Nadu's on defense. This is going to be close. Yosef is in the chat pointing out wrong sequencing. Needed to play Cavern on Human, play the voice, then Nadu. Yeah. That makes sense to me.
Okay, life. Go to 7. Top night. Yep. So now there's 1, 2, 3, 4 lands in the yard. Sure, I will pass turn.
Maybe a missed opportunity for Yosef there. We'll see how this plays out.
I'll attack for 2, put 5.
Petty Theft to bounce Nadu. That triggers, puts a Narcomoeba in hand, which isn't the worst. Given that we're dropping to 1 life and... Okay, Brazen Borrower goes on an adventure. Along with questing Druid. There's a couple of creatures on adventures right now. Passing the turn. So Nadu comes back. It's getting targeted by the Shuko. Another Urza Saga. And a Ponder. Okay.
So go 22. How many cards are there? 2. I'll attack. Yep, I go 2.
Yeah, no adventure token for Roland. Very bad. Trying to Narcomoeba here. It's going to get in the way. Force pitching Ponder. You're not going to see many Force of Wills or Narcomoebas, but in this exact situation, I think that was the play for Roland. Trying to get through these last attacks. I mean, Yosef's literally at 1 life. All right, Ponder looking for something interesting to do. Ponder Shuffle. Roland's got to be pleased with that. Didn't find something worth keeping on top.
I'll make a further work tide.
Should Yosef had just made a construct? All right, well, that is the game. Roland takes game 1. Instead of playing Ponder, should Yosef just have made a construct and started activating Nadu? I'm not sure. Don't know. I guess, maybe not. Whatever. All right, Yosef will be on the play here for game 2. Looks like a mulligan happening. I see a 4 face up on the board. Is this a mulligan to 4 happening here? Yeah, with the mana left over, it's probably better to go for Ponder.
Reveal for next turn. Sure you are.
So it looks like Yosef is in the middle of resolving a mulligan to 4. 3 cards went to the bottom. This is a combo deck. This isn't over. Not playing any spells yet is not a good sign.
Go to 22. That's 15. But I believe you. I probably.
Okay, so in response to Roland's fetch, Yosef's going to fetch here.
You're at 18.
Meticulous Archive, Serval.
10 seconds. Float a white. Sure. Yep. Yeah. Go ahead.
He's on top. You're good.
Serval resolves.
Gracchus? Correct. Yeah. This is 2. So it's just a 4/4? It's a 4/4 original check. You're okay. Oh, sorry.
No waste.
Wasteland pretty good. Going after the breakfast player's mana.
Oh, great. Yep.
The mana bases of these breakfast decks tend to be really greedy. They have to be. This is a combo deck primarily, not trying to be a consistent make a land drop every turn, cast removal spells. You know, it's a different kind of deck. Greedy mana required. Basic Island found this time. Yeah, multiple colors and Urza's Saga in the mana base. Also trying to fit some basics in there. Can be tricky. Which is why I was saying going after their mana, it's one of the biggest weaknesses of the deck. You have Blood Moons in the sideboard, bring them in. They're going to be useful here.
I'll pass. Take 4. 14.
So there's a Tundra for Yosef, who has not yet deployed a creature here in game 2. After a mult of 4, if you were rooting for breakfast, you were hoping to see Yosef put up a fight here in game 2, but so far not much going on. Not necessarily a sign that this one is unwinnable, but the more time that passes, the more Roland can get some cards to react to combo plays. No creatures for Roland yet, though. There's no clock. There's no pressure. So Yosef can wait for now.
So
7 cards pass.
7 cards for Roland, passing the turn.
shoot. Yeah, okay, he does. Full agree.
Cards in it?
Move to block.
4 cards in hand for Yosef. Right back where he started.
Block with 1 more. Swords the game 3, but then I lose 3.
Let's go with
Sword. Yeah, you just stay at the same level.
Shuko. Sure. I'll pass.
Okay, I was listening to see what was named. Needle on Shuko. Then there's a Saga. Okay, maybe that was the right card to name. Can't lightning bolt the Shuko, so I like that.
EOT, bolt you. Draw.
End step bolt you.
I will.
That tells me Roland has plenty of reactive spells here.
I'll play Mother Runes. Sure. I'll pass.
Okay, seek the beast on our own end step. Murktide, counterbalance.
Go.
Is it going to be Murktide or counterbalance, chat?
Check for 5. Go to 5. Go.
I'll fetch.
Murktide can hit hard. Counterbalance, pretty good at stopping combo cards. There's the Sagas online right now, though. Keep in mind.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So counterbalance will be the play.
Pass you.
Make a contract.
Sure.
And now Yosef will make the first construct. So sometimes these breakfast decks just make a couple of constructs, attack with them, and they win the game. If you're rooting for Yosef, you might be rooting for these constructs to do the job now. Because between Roland's 7-card hand and counterbalance, it might be really difficult to combo. A bolt on a construct is happening. Another construct will be made to replace it, and now searching with the Saga. Also keep in mind, Shuko is shut off by the Pithing Needle.
Okay. Well, I figured there were green cards. So I figured you had like Ruin in or something.
Okay, gonna go for Shuko regardless. It still counts as an artifact.
Did I waste a green land earlier in the game?
No, you wasted a black
That was previous game.
Yeah. The Mystic Sanctuary.
Okay, there's No Man's in Core. Counterbalance trigger. Force of Will revealed on top.
Results.
Well, the greed gets punished, I guess, sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's definitely correct to side my forces here, right?
Yeah, No Man's in Core is on the board. Cannot equip.
I don't know about that.
Windswept Heath gets cracked here.
Obviously good. This, you know what? I'm not big on that. This is obviously amazing. What else could you side out? You don't run daisies.
I'll pass it.
Or do you run daisies?
I do not have those things.
Yeah, I don't know, because like slamming choke or something and you just not being able to do anything about it is just really bad for you.
Okay, there's Questing Druid.
I have Raisin Bar, but I wasn't able to play about Showdown.
You just bad at choke basically.
Pass it. OTC.
A lot of the time.
Okay, Voice of Victory. Counterbalance trigger reveals days. Ouch. Oh, man.
Oh, that sucks.
Somebody call Force of Fill.
forces that I've had since I was a kid.
Voice of Victory is countered. Having a 2 on top against the breakfast deck at this moment, not very good, not very bad. Cephalid Illusionist is also a 2-drop.
Already, I wanted a 5th one anyway to have on my EDH deck.
Go.
Yeah, I did something like that a few years back to a foil missing rainforest. It was like, I continue to use it to this day. I mean, I'm not gonna. Who's gonna buy it? Sorry,
Redirect the
I mean,
damage.
someone will buy it, but it'll be severely discounted.
All right, a bolt on Nomads and Core. That'll get redirected. The construct dies. Nomads and Core is annoying.
No.
At least in that way.
Value mid-range deck? Yeah. No comment. Wow.
Oh, you
I had a red spot.
Thanks a lot, Wizards, for the Stronghold set with the in-core mechanic. That was a real good job.
Warhammer 40k's finest. Card's pretty good sometimes.
When is Wizards going to apologize for the Stronghold set?
I'll attack in for
It's broken.
2.
All right, attack for 2.
Go ahead.
There's Thassa's Oracle. It's getting power blasted. That'll trigger the Questing Druid. Now a Prismatic Ending on the Druid. Counterbalance trigger. Mishra's Bauble revealed. Roland's going to protect this Questing Druid. Force pitching Daze. Prismatic Ending is countered. 3 counters now on the Questing Druid, so it's a 4/4. I'm a fan of the Druid. I love this card.
Attacking for 4.
Attacks for 4. Yosef drops to 7. Pass the turn. Needle is on Shuko. Nomads and Core is on the board, though. That is a combo piece. Roland's counterbalance is disruptive. Yosef's passing the turn, it looks like.
Oh, yeah. Tahini?
Attack.
Yeah, I like Tahini. Me too.
Petty Theft on the Questing Druid. Delver revealed by counterbalance. Power Blast on the Petty Theft. It's countered. That'll give the Questing Druid another counter. It's 5 power now.
4 damage. Cards.
I'm about it.
Take 5. Yep.
All right, taking 5. Dropping to 2 now. Passing it back. Trying to cast Nadu. Power Blast. That is the game. The other card in hand for Yosef was Dread Return. Roland gets it. GG's. GG's.